As the grey mist rolls off the River Thames, it wraps its cold fingers around the ancient stones of London. From within that shifting veil of fog, a fortress slowly emerges. Solid, imposing, eternal. It is the Tower of London. For nearly 1,000 years, this silhouette has stirred both fear and fascination in the hearts of all who have stood before it. To the tourist today, it is a museum. To England's history, it is something far more complicated, a scar that refuses to heal, and a jewel that refuses to lose its shine. It is a place of paradox. A palace of feasts and music. A prison of silence and despair. A sanctuary of sacred crowns. An execution ground for fallen queens. Listen carefully. Can you hear the ravens calling from the battlements? Can you hear the slow, rhythmic echo of boots marching across cobblestones worn smooth by centuries? Welcome to the most famous fortress in the world. The story begins in the year 1066. William of Normandy, soon to be known as William the Conqueror, had seized the English throne. But conquest is one thing. Control is another. The citizens of London were restless, suspicious, unpredictable. William needed more than a crown. He needed a symbol. And so he ordered the construction of a stone keep, something England had rarely seen before. The White Tower. Look at it. 90 feet high. Built from white con stone imported from France. In a city of wooden buildings and narrow lanes, it rose like a giant from another world. It did not whisper authority. It declared it. I am here, it seemed to say. And I am not leaving. Yet in its early centuries, the tower was not a prison. It was a royal residence. Imagine the medieval palace inside these walls. The floors covered in sweet-smelling rushes. Massive fireplaces roaring against the damp London air. Walls draped in rich tapestries. Kings and queens lived here in splendor. They dined on roasted swan and peacock. They drank wine from silver goblets. They held court in halls illuminated by candlelight. The tower was not only stone and mortar. It was power made visible. But time transforms all things. Gradually, the laughter faded. The banquets ended. The corridors grew quieter. The tower became something else. It became a destination. The final destination for enemies of the crown. And for many, the journey into that nightmare began at the river. The Traitor's Gate. Let us drift toward it in imagination. The water is dark. The archway is low. The boat rocks gently as it approaches the moss-covered steps. Imagine sitting there, hands bound, hearing nothing but the sound of water against wood. You pass beneath the stone arch. You look up at the walls. And you know, you may never leave. Through this gate came Sir Thomas More. Through this gate came Queen Catherine Howard. And most famously, Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn. The woman for whom Henry VIII changed the course of history. She entered the tower first as a queen, preparing for her coronation. 3 years later, she returned accused of treason. She was placed in the very apartments she had once refurbished. The same carved ceilings. The same fireplaces. The same walls. But this time, the doors were locked. On the morning of May 19, 1536, she stepped onto Tower Green. She wore dark gray damask trimmed with ermine. She held her head high. She did not plead. She did not protest. She knelt, spoke a quiet prayer, and in a single, swift stroke of a French executioner's sword, her life ended. They say her spirit still wanders the chapel of St. Peter ad Vincula, carrying her head beneath her arm, seeking peace, or perhaps remembrance. Yet the tower is not only a monument to death, It is also the guardian of life's most dazzling symbol of power. The crown jewels. Step now into the jewel house. The room is dark. The air cool. Then suddenly, light explodes against gold and diamonds. Here rests the imperial state crown, adorned with nearly 3,000 precious stones. Among them, the Black Prince's ruby, carried by Henry V at the Battle of Agincourt. And there, the sovereign's scepter, holding the Cullinan eye diamond. The Great Star of Africa, 530 carats. The largest clear-cut diamond in the world. These jewels are not ornaments. They are embodiments. They have survived civil war, revolution, fire, attempted theft, and they remain under constant watch. The guardians of the tower are the Yeoman Warders, the beefeaters, in red and gold uniforms that echo Tudor splendor. They are not actors. They are retired soldiers, men who have served the nation with distinction. They live within these medieval walls. With their families, they carry the stories, and they protect the tower's most unusual residents. The ravens. Large, black, intelligent. Legend says that if the ravens ever leave the tower, the kingdom will fall. King Charles II was warned of this omen. And so, by royal decree, at least 6 ravens must always remain. Their wings are gently clipped, just enough to prevent them from flying too far. They are fed carefully, cared for like minor nobility. Guardians not of stone, but of legend. As the sun sets, visitors depart. The gates close, and something ancient begins. The ceremony of the keys. For more than 700 years, without interruption, the chief yeoman warder locks the main gates each night. Halt! Who comes there? Calls the sentry. The keys, comes the reply. Whose keys? King Charles's keys. It is the oldest continuous military ceremony in the world. A ritual of stability in a world that never stops shifting. Night deepens. The tower transforms again. Shadows stretch long across the courtyard. You think of the young princes, Edward and Richard, who vanished within these walls in 1483. Their fate forever uncertain. You think of Lady Jane Grey, 16 years old, queen for 9 days, executed within sight of the White Tower. The stones remember, but so does the nation. The tower has survived plague, the Great Fire of London, bombs during the Blitz of World War II. It has endured. It stands not only as a monument to tragedy, but as proof of survival. History is not a straight line. It is a cycle. Power, ambition, love, fear, loss, and resilience. The jewels still sparkle. The ravens still call. The White Tower still watches the Thames. The Tower of London is a palace of ghosts. Yes. But these ghosts do not terrify. They remind. They remind us that crowns are heavy. That ambition has consequences. That history breathes beneath our feet. And that even in places of darkness, beauty persists. Thank you for walking with me tonight through the shadows and the light of the Tower of London. If this journey stirred your imagination, if these whispers of time moved you, please consider subscribing to our channel. We will continue to unlock the doors of history together. One fortress, one palace, one story at a time. Until our next encounter with the past, keep listening to the whispers of time. Goodbye, candle sparkles.